You want Trump gone? Beat him. Beat him. Period. Y'all remember Bill Clinton? I have never had sexual relations with that woman. Oh my God, Stephen! He did it in the Oval Office! And that's y'all case? It's much ado about nothing. To my liberal friends out there, all you're doing is showing that you're scared you can't beat them.
What is good, YouTube family? It's your boy Rashad. We back again with the Black Anomaly Rising channel. So I got to talk to y'all about Stephen A. Smith. He's been featured a lot on this channel recently because he's had some takes that are pretty based, honestly, where he's at this weird crossroads, right? I feel like a lot of us, especially black folks, go through this where we're like so indoctrinated because, you know, a lot of people are like, well, why are you talking about black people? It's like, well, what, like 90% roughly people that are black vote Democrat. So yes, that's why I bring that up, whereas there's no other group that does that. But people like Stephen A. Smith, he's going through kind of this phase in his life where he's not sure what the right thing is to do. Now, he still makes stupid decisions, but he acknowledges that the Democrats are not doing good. The economy is failing. Illegal migrant situation is out of control. All Joe Biden's fault, right? Interest rates, crazy. Prices, insane. All thanks to Sleepy Joe Biden and the Democrats in Congress. Okay, this guy acknowledges that. Stephen A. knows who is responsible, and he's called them out repeatedly. However, he can't get over his Trump derangement because he still feels like Joe Biden needs to win. He still supports Joe Biden, and he wants you to still support Joe Biden because he feels like Trump is a threat to democracy and that him being elected will lead to civil war. Now, this is regardless of the fact that now we're pretty much on the brink of world war. You got issues between Israel and Iran and Hamas. You got China and Taiwan on the brink of war. You got Russia and Ukraine, and who knows who else out there, because there's a lot of other countries, and who knows who wants a piece of the pie and when they're going to jump in and do something crazy under weak American leadership and oversight. Stephen A. knows all this. However, he's just Trump deranged, so he feels like you need to support Joe Biden. But in this video, he is fear-mongering again because he knows that this hush money trial, like the latest trial, the criminal trial, the first criminal trial that has taken place against Donald Trump in this witch hunt against him, Stephen A. knows that it's a witch hunt, and he acknowledges that too. So he literally knows about all of the crazy liberal, far leftist, insane Democrat tactics that are being pulled. He's calling them out, but oddly, he still supports the Democrat. It doesn't make any sense to see that and still support them, but he does. And he feels like they're pushing people right into Donald Trump and the Republicans' hands. And guess what, Stephen A.? He's right. It's because they're not as smart as they think they are. It's the honest truth. But without further ado, let's get into it and see what he has to say about it.
But without looking at them, I'm going to plead to them to understand where I'm coming from. I want to emphasize that I'm not absolving Trump from anything. I'm not trying to paint him as some good guy who's being victimized. That's not what this is about. What this is about is the end game, and people now willing to see the forest from the trees, understanding the damage that can ultimately be caused. You want Trump gone? Beat him. Beat him. Period.
Stephen A. They can't beat him. They had to have this ridiculous COVID mail-in situation to beat him the first time. Something that literally has never happened in my lifetime. I don't think has ever happened in any presidential election in history. Yet you got weirdos out here trying to brag as if like, hey, we beat Trump before, we'll beat him again. Like, shut your little dumb behind up. Everybody should know, and if you don't acknowledge this, you're completely disingenuous or a fool or both, that was very special circumstances. No election's ever been done like that, and no election will probably ever be done like that again, where everybody's just allowed to just send mail-in ballots over the mail. That's not a normal thing, right? So if you know going into it, hey, we got a strategy of something that we've never done before, so therefore our opponents are not going to be able to counter that and match what we're doing, then obviously it's a recipe for victory, right? Leveraging and weaponizing the deaths of thousands, millions even, in order to win an election, far be it of the Democrats to do something like that. That's exactly what they did. Unfortunately for them, it's not going to happen again.
Period. You've got an economy that the Democrats want to say is thriving. We've got an inflation issue that they say is not really an issue. You're just miscalculating what's really transpiring.
It's called lying, Stephen A. This is what the Democrats do. This is why, like, there's a reason for that. Before, I know a lot of people watch these videos and they get all, they're just fuming. Just go to the comments. Go to the comments and start just posting idiotic stuff. It's like, guys, there's clear reasons for it. I didn't just wake up one day like, you know what? I'm going to just vote conservative today. Basically, everybody I voted for until 2020 was Democrats. And it wasn't working. Nothing good was happening. I realized eventually, I was like, you know what? Maybe these people are just lying to me. And every American. And that's exactly what it was. Now, some of the Republicans are like that too. I mentioned a couple before. Nikki Haley, Mitt Romney, right? Not good people. Chris Christie, I don't think he like lies, but he's an idiot. I don't support dummies either, right? So I'll call them out as I see them. But Democrats has way more bad actors than the Republicans do. I mean, these people literally support child mutilation. I mean, it's stuff. This type of stuff is demonic, bro. Of course, I don't support that. And if you're a Democrat and you're okay with it, you just kind of overlook it because they swear to conservatives are racist, and you're just being foolish. That's just the honest truth.
We've got an unemployment rate worthy of being stomached. It's not bloated. What's the problem? Do you know what kind of position you're putting yourself in if you're the Democrats? Listen to me, my liberal fellas and ladies. Listen to me. Did it ever occur to you that Iran dropping bombs or trying to drop bombs or send drones and missiles and all of this stuff to Israel could potentially be deemed as a bad look by the United States? China issues, Russia invading Ukraine, border issues here in the States, Texas, Florida, California, violence in the streets of New York, LA, folks committing crimes and they out of jail the same day. Is it possible that it could be perceived that you're going after Trump using lawfare?
Is it possible it could be perceived? Bruh, that's exactly what's happening. All trials mysteriously during election year. Come on, dude. Well, excuse me. Some of the civil trials started in 2023, at least one of them, one or two of them, something like that. But all of the criminal trials all the way in 2024 when some of these crimes are purported to have been committed all the way back in like 2016. Seriously? Come on, bro.
Can't beat them because you know the issues don't favor you? Is that possible? Is that possible? Because see, that's the argument he's going to make. Do you think when you bring up these issues and you say 34 charges, don't you think it's sort of diminished the moment you say it's hush money for a porn star?
Oh my God, bro. Like, yo. That's the thing I don't think people realize with this first criminal case, it's about paying money to Stormy Daniels, the porn. That's not even her real name. Okay, Michael Cohen, who's literally been already sent to prison for this and has been caught lying under oath before, so he's already not even a good witness. I'm like, Michael Cohen's not even a good guy, much less a good witness. And this is what they're trying to go with, to try to nail Trump. Just imagine that.
So let me get this straight. The 45th president of the United States, who's no longer the president of the United States at this particular moment, is in a courtroom today 8 years after he was originally elected because he facilitated hush money to a porn star. So in other words, I screwed around with a porn star and I didn't want nobody to know. Y'all remember Bill Clinton? I have never had sexual relations with that woman.
Wow.
Y'all remember that? Lying under oath. Remember that? No sexual relations.
And he was not removed from office either.
Who really gonna push this where a state like New York has a former president in a courtroom because he paid $130,000 in hush money through an intermediary who happened to be his lawyer, Michael Cohen, to keep a porn star's mouth shut about the fact that they got loose with each other. Because he didn't want that to taint his campaign. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have people in court because they lied about stuff when they were campaigning for higher office, knowing that it could derail their campaign. He got with a porn star and tried to hide it while he was campaigning for the highest office in the land. And that's y'all case.
Yep. That's it.
It's much ado about nothing.
Facts.
To my liberal friends out there, all you're doing is showing that you're scared you can't beat them on the issues and the merits. That's why he keeps saying it's a political campaign against me. That's why he keeps saying they can't beat me at the election, at the polls. This is the only way they could do it.
I mean, bro, it's because it's so obvious, right? It's just so obvious. Multiple criminal trials, all during election year, close to the election as well. Everybody's trying to hurry up. Let's hurry up and do it. Let's hurry up and do it. Everybody's trying to hurry up and do it this year. Trying to accelerate everything this year. They couldn't have accelerated it in 2021, 2022, and 2023 when Trump was out of office, or started raising the charges even while he was president. They could have did that. But no, they waited until election year. It's just too obvious. You don't have to be a particularly smart guy or gal to get it.
And if you don't put him in jail, and he still goes from being the presumptive GOP nominee to the official GOP nominee, and he goes to the polls, even though he was going to whine about winning and being rigged again, you have given more fodder to that argument, which means we'll never have peace in this country because tens of millions of people see what extent the other side is willing to go through just to keep him out of office because they can't beat him on their own merits. And they're going to say, hey, you trumped this up against him again, and we'll have no peace. When all you got to do is figure out a way to beat him.
You see the way that Stephen A. is literally still worried more so about Trump winning than anything else. Like, he's literally saying, hey, maybe all this corruption's not the greatest idea in order to beat Trump. Why don't we just beat him fairly? But I still want y'all to beat him. But it's like, Stephen A., these people are not on your team. Like, whose team do you think you're fighting for? This is basically what you don't realize is you're working for your foe. You're working for your enemy. You are their pawn and doesn't even realize it. That's the crazy thing, is everybody's so convinced that black conservatives are the pawns. Meanwhile, I don't really know too many black conservatives who are out here being unsuccessful at really anything. But you got all of these Democrats who are just extremely unsuccessful, excluding people like Stephen A., obviously. But the majority of black people are Democrats. The majority, unfortunately, are not too successful. So it's like, how do you reconcile this? Like, obviously, the Democrat Party is not working. It's obviously not working for black people. It's like, you got to put two and two together. Like, well, when is it going to work? Is it going to work if you vote for him again? Or maybe the next time? Or maybe just one more time? Like, how many times you need to vote Democrat to see results? How many times do you need a Democrat president, Democrat Senate, Democrat House, still not see results? and vote for him again. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
On the issues. But you haven't been able to do it. What a damn shame. I was only joking when I said on First Take this morning I'm considering voting for a third party, because that would throw away my vote. But I do mean it when I say this. If I did it, which I won't, but if I did it, you deserve it. You can't beat them. Everything you do shows me you can't beat them. It's a damn shame. It really, really is. It's embarrassing.
Bro, what's really embarrassing, Stephen A., is the fact that you're still out here capping for the Democrats. These people are no good. Everybody knows it. The whole thing's a farce. It's past the statute of limitations, and they're trying to try it anyway. Alvin Bragg is a joke. Like, there's so many things wrong with this case. I don't even know where to begin. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to this channel if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
It's suicide! You've seen him, you know how strong he is. You can't win!